Hi everyone, I'm Ryan O'Hara. About a year ago, I left my old job and decided to focus full-time on founding my own startup. A lot has happened over the past 11 months. I've talked to thousands of buyers and thousands of sellers left and right, trying to understand the problem of what's going on with all these companies in their pipeline. For people that don't know, pipeline's basically a promise of tomorrow's revenue. When you talk to somebody and they say, yeah, you know what, I'll have a conversation with you, and you end up reviewing their pitch and evaluating the buying process, you'll often get added into a company's pipeline. The issue is 60% of companies miss their pipeline goal. And 50% of that pipeline is supposed to come from people doing cold calls and cold emails and cold prospecting. Buyers don't want to get interrupted anymore. They don't want your cold calls, they don't want your cold emails, they don't want your LinkedIn messages. But you know what they do want? They want to get rid of their debt. They want to be able to buy their kid braces. They want to be able to pay rent. Did you know that the average buyer that works in B2B makes less than $80,000 a year and has $90,000 in debt excluding their mortgage payments? Most buyers don't respond to salespeople when they get prospected. And the only way that a seller can break through is by hitting that person over and over and over and over again. So how do we fix this? Well, let's talk about this on the seller side. Salespeople are missing quota. If you walk into a room and there were 10 reps there, 6 of them are not hitting their quota. When you say, well, how do they hit their quota? What do they have to do? About 50% of their quota is supposed to come from them sending cold calls, cold emails, and cold messages. And they're not doing that either. That's because we've been doing this thing for 200 years and we haven't changed. Now we can with Pitchfire. Let me show you how the new Pitchfire works. First off, when you create an account with Pitchfire, there are 2 things you're going to have to do. The first is connect your Google Calendar and Gmail inbox with Pitchfire, and the second is to install our Gmail extension. There are 2 ways that salespeople can buy your attention and have you review their sales pitch. The first is by browsing our buyer marketplace. Every person on Pitchfire will be listed in this buyer marketplace. I'll show you how a pitch works. Sellers, click that pitch button. It's gonna say pitch me. You have 1,000 characters to pitch this person and initiate a buying process. We recommend that you make a sales pitch that's concise, to the point, but enough to convince the person to say, sure, let's initiate this buying process. Sellers, when you submit a pitch to a buyer, there's a slider that you can pick on how much you want to offer the person to respond to your pitch. The higher you bid, the more likely that buyer will respond to you. And it also comes up higher in their inbox. So what we do is we let you offer the buyer money to review that sales pitch. That's right, buyers, you get to keep that money. Isn't that cool? Nod along, right? Little parentheses down here should say nod along. Buyers, let's show you what the sales pitch looks like. This is where you can respond to the salesperson that has offered you money to review their sales pitch. You have 2 buttons that you can press, not interested or interested. If I hit not interested, we want to give the seller their worth for what they spent. So you have to give them a reason why you're not interested. You want to give the salesperson some help so that they can either move on from the account or find another contact to go after there. If you hit interested, because both parties have connected their calendars, that calendar will create an event for both the buyer and the seller in their Google calendars, and you guys can actually have a meeting. Just select the time that works best for you. Now, you're probably wondering, wait, why did I link in my inbox? I'll show you the next part. With the Gmail plugin, all you have to do is open a cold email, hit the 2-flame Pitchfire logo, and hit reply with Pitchfire. When you reply to Pitchfire, we reply back on the same thread. Most sales reps that are writing cold emails and cold calls are going to do more than one step to try and get your attention. This automatically will pull you out of most sales engagement platforms, which means that you won't get as many follow-up emails and cold calls. In fact, we've seen a 90% reduction in the amount of cold emails and cold calls that someone receives using Pitchfire. When we reply, we send them to your marketplace listing so that you have another revenue channel for you to sell your attention as a buyer. It's that simple. And the more people that use it at your company, the more likely a salesperson will actually put in a credit card. We hope we can help buyers and sellers come together. So get started, sellers submit a pitch, and buyers start sending sales reps to Pitchfire. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.